see this coming at all. But I was just like, I guess this is it. So I just kind of like melted into this ocean of like peaceful white light, and it was just like everything was cool. Um, but then like I opened my eyes again and I looked up, and like it was literally just like in the movies, like everything, time totally slowed down. It was like everyone's like, whoa. So my friend Charlie was running over, and he was like in slow motion, like, what happened? And I was literally like, yo, this is it. Like, tell everyone I love them. And I literally said, put all my money into buying people Eckhart Tolle books. Mind you, I probably had like $600 to my name at that point, but I had been reading Eckhart Tolle's books throughout the bike trip, and you know, those had really changed my life in a positive way. I was like, that was the only thing that made sense in that moment, that people needed to like read these books. So then I literally expected to die, but you know, I looked down at my toes. A minute later, I could still like wiggle my toes, like, oh shit, maybe I'm not gonna die. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send good energy throughout my whole body. And so like everyone that came up to me, I was like, don't worry, just send good energy. Don't fucking worry. Like, I had been studying, you know, Reiki and stuff, and they say like when you go into this fear, as soon as you get injured, like it actually cuts off the energy flow to an injury. So you actually want to just stay relaxed
Mm,
and not constrict your body. So
yeah.
that's what I did, and like the lady that hit me driving the car came over to me, and she was freaking out. And at this point, I was like, "Chill out, lady. Like, I'm gonna be fine." Like, I was just like, there's a picture of her like all frazzled on Facebook, and me just like smiling, looking up at her, and I'm like paralyzed on the ground. But um, within a few minutes, like the ambulance showed up, and they were trying to like cut my pants off because they had to assess my injuries. My knee was all scraped up. And I was like, yo, these are my only pair of pants. Like, you can't fucking tear my pants off. And that was kind of funny. And then they were like, all right, son, what's your chief complaint? We need to know, what's your chief complaint? And I literally said, my book hasn't been published yet. And my friends just thought that was hilarious because they were trying to like assess where my body was injured or whatever. But um, miraculously, I had no broken bones. They loaded me in the stretcher. They took me to the hospital, and like when I got to the hospital, they were like, "Okay, we need to stitch up your knee," and I was like, "No." I'm gonna fucking meditate for 30 minutes and heal myself before you guys stitch up my knee. Um, I just wanted to like recenter myself before going into like surgery mode. And anyways, they took me in, they stitched up my knee, and then um, my friends came in from who my biker friends, and they started doing Reiki to me while I was in the hospital bed. They started doing Reiki to me, and as they were doing Reiki to me, my whole body started vibrating. And this is pretty common with like Kundalini awakenings, which this was my first Kundalini awakening. So my whole body starts vibrating. They're like holding my hands, and then it starts vibrating so much that my whole body goes like rigor mortis. Like I was literally like made of stone. And as that was happening, it was like this energy was just like building, 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 and then I started crying, like uncontrollably crying, and like it finally, like this was like 2 hours after I got hit. It was like the waves came over me, like holy fuck, like I almost just died, like this is crazy. And with all this energy vibrating, it was like my consciousness basically got like shot out into outer space, and I felt like I could see the whole planet from outer space, and the realm the message that was going through my mind was just that like everyone is literally doing the best that they can. Like no matter how much you try to judge people, it's like we're all on this like fucking moving sidewalk of like passed down trauma from all these other things. You know,
Mm.
our parents or did shit to us, so we did stuff to other kids, and like it was like this wheel of trauma, and it was just like so clear to me, and I just felt like complete compassion for every human being, and like it was also very clear to me that like everything we've created is just a story on this planet. Like we have this built-in thing of like, oh, that's just the way it is. Like just accept it. That's just the way it is. But it's like we literally created all of this. We could create a different
Mm.
story of how society operates, of what social norms are and whatnot. And it was just so clear to me that like we're just making up stories every day. We wake up and we recreate these stories. um and that, you know, I had been reading about that stuff, but just in this experience it felt so crystal clear to me. um and also just to have compassion for people no matter how fucking deranged their behaviors are. Oh yeah, and this was I think this might have came through then. If it didn't come through then, it came through shortly after. But this is like a core message of mine. It's like Jesus apparently has this quote of "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." But I believe that Jesus actually got it
Mm.
wrong, or maybe he was misquoted. I think the quote should be, "Forgive them, for they know not why they do." So a lot of people
Mm.
know, they know that they're being mean, they know that they're being an asshole, but they don't really know why. They don't know that they were so fucking hurt that they're just like unconsciously passing down that wound onto something else. So that was like for me, I was like, okay, this person over here is having a breakdown, like there's a reason for it. I'm not gonna fucking judge them and think they're a shitty person. Like one of my friends and authors, Charles Eisenstein, he says like the basic element of judgment is that you're saying, "Oh, if I had that person's life, then I would do better than that." You know? That's basically what you're saying anytime you judge someone. "Oh, if I had that person's upbringing, then I would act differently cuz I'm so figured shit out." But the truth,
Mm.
as the Native American quote says, is like, don't judge someone until you walk a couple miles in their shoes or whatever. So that was like a big takeaway from this first experience in 2010. And it started my whole Kundalini awakening journey, which has been the last 11 years of my life. Um, so happy Thursday.
Mm. Wow. Ah. Yeah, thank you, brother. That was a powerful share, and good to hear a few more details on that one. And yeah, I just appreciate how you carry yourself and the perspective that you hold in life, and it's just so humble and wise. It also very like adventurous and like curious. It just feels really good to hear how you describe your experiences and just to hear how like receptive you are to what life is having to teach you. And yeah, just like deeply appreciate this conversation. Um, Deeply appreciate our freestyle. That was super dope and really fun. And would love to do that
Yeah.
again sometime too. Um, yeah, any closing thoughts you have or any other things you want to share, just kind of wrap it up and tie things together?
Well, thank you for inviting me on here. For those watching, we only virtually met, I guess, less than 48 hours ago. Well, uh, so I think it's cool that you were like, "Hey, let's do a live together," and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then here we are, 48 hours later. Um, so so yeah, if any of y'all are watching this, I hope that something we said was beneficial for you, and one of my core messages that I like to share in every video is that I'm a huge advocate for going barefoot in the grass or on the earth every single day.
Mm,
I believe that that's how we can start to reconnect with the web of life, as I kind of have on my shirt here. By the way, my shirt says healing is cool. That's, I don't think I've showed that. This is a shirt that I designed, and I sell these on my website and stuff. But this pattern, the flower of life, has a lot of different meanings to me. Tessa, I'm glad you enjoyed this conversation. So yeah, I like to encourage everyone to go barefoot in the grass at least once a day. It has incredible healing benefits, and it's free and it's fun. Other than that, yeah. Um, if you want to send me a message or a question, you can find me on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook a lot. Um, my whole company is called Sacred Story Weavers, and that name you could probably interpret for yourself, but it's basically that we are creating the story of our lives every single day. And we're not just storytellers, but we're actually weaving a story into existence through our
mm,
actions, through our dancing, through our singing, through whatever our, lifestyle is. We are weaving that story into existence. And when we come together with other
mm,
people, we can weave like a fucking epic story together. So, sacredstoryweavers.com is my online store, and sacredstoryweavers.net is where I post a lot of my writings and stuff. So, yeah, if you feel like connecting, I'm happy to connect with anyone. And that's all for now. Happy Thursday.
mm. Dope. Thanks so much, brother. And I think that's a great note to end on. Um, I love, I love that sacred story weavers. And I, even in this conversation, I feel like we are weaving a new story, one conversation at a time, just vulnerably, authentically sharing our truths, our experiences, our messages, and the dreams and visions we can see for each other, for ourselves, and for humanity. This is it. This is the work, and we get to do this. The old stories are dissolving, they're falling away, they're becoming less resonant, and I just feel more and more space opening up for creative minds and hearts and souls to really um, take advantage of this spaciousness that I'm feeling arising, that there's opportunity for new stories on much deeper, more intricate, more beautiful levels to be woven. And I just really appreciate you and the work you're doing, and the fun that you're having in doing so, because I believe this all gets to be fun. And this was super
Yeah,
fun, and I'm so grateful to know you, brother, and looking forward to more.
yeah.
So, and thanks everyone for tuning in. If you watch live or on the replay, appreciate you witnessing and being a part of this. And yeah, just, you know, keep following us on the journey and keep weaving your own story. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. All
Yes,
right,
and
brother.
one very final thing, I just wanted to give a shout out to my friends who made that beat that we played at the beginning.
Yeah.
They're called Shining Lion Music. So I
Mm,
recommend everyone check out their music, Shining Lion. Super good, like reggae, hip hop vibes, and so I just wanted to give thanks for the beat makers.
mm,
Yeah,
dope.
but yeah,
All right.
thank you,
Much,
brother.
much love, brother. Much love, everyone. See you next
Yes.
time. Peace.